So welcome to Yin Yang Yoga, bolster, blocks, strap, blanket, and a good attitude. So let's start with Vajrasana pose. So I'm going to recommend you use either a bolster and a block, or two blocks, or one block. Come into a kneeling pose, making sure that the pressure on the knees is not too much. If the pressure is too much, build up the hips more and more, taking more and more pressure off the knees. So I'll turn sideways so you can see the extremes here. The extremes. Hips up very high, so my knees are almost 90 degrees. They come down lower and lower. Now at that point, I've got a lot of stretch sensation in the ankles and the shins and the knees. So it's going to be a little too much for me this early in the class. So find that amount of bend that's comfortable for your body. So we're going to explore the relationship between the upper body and the lower body today. And how that impacts our movements through the day, walking, reaching, gathering, hunting, whatever we get up to. And also how it impacts our posture. And to do that, you want to become aware of what I call the central band of the body. The corset, so to speak. This area that starts just below the ribs, wraps around through the abdominal area, into the obliques of the side body, and into the back. So you might want to rub your hands around that core area of the body, which connects our upper body to the lower body. So you have this sense of, I like to think of it as Grand Central Railway Station. And all the trains come through this section of the body. So the load from the upper body presses down into the hips and the legs, and this area of the body is connecting them. It's connecting the load from the upper body down through the hips into the legs. So if this area of the body is weak or stiff, it's going to create a jarring impact from the upper body's load into the lower body. But if it's strong and resilient, there's going to be a sense of communion, a sense of the upper body talking to the lower body through the core. So we're going to explore that a little bit today and just be in awe about how the body is all connected. Yoga means union, and part of that union is how the bottom of the feet connect to the hair. Right? They're all connected. One big railroad track through Grand Central. One of the biggest ways you can feel that impact is through your posture. So bring your attention into your sit bones, establishing equal weight from the left sit bone to the right sit bone. And with great sensitivity, you may even notice as you breathe, there's a very gentle rocking here. There's a rocking left and right. And there's a rocking front and back. As the lungs change shape in the upper body, it affects the lower body's center of gravity. It's a very tiny movement. So the upper body is constantly talking to the lower body through the core. As you breathe in, press down through the sit bones. Feel the lower body anchoring into the earth. If you were standing, this would be through the feet. As you exhale, lift the heart, lift the roof of the mouth, lift the crown of the head. So feel this divergent action through the core. Inhale, press down through the sit bones. Exhale, lift up through the crown of the head. So the core of the body is stretching out. Roll the shoulders up, back and down, palms face up, resting on the thighs. Let's take care of the arms in posture. So to establish good posture, you want the elbows close to the rib cage. When the elbows come out, we come forward. Just bring the elbows out for a moment and feel yourself hunch forward and round forward. Bring the elbows back in, shoulder blades together, palms rest on the thighs. And feel how the alignment up and down the body occurs. Come back to the awareness of the verticality of the body through the core. Inhale through the sit bones, push down. Exhale, lift up the heart, lift up the throat, lift up the back of the head. So you feel this central axis of the body funneling. Creating a tall length. Shoulders stay back and down, elbows close to the ribs. Slowly lift the hands above the head. And notice when you lift the hands above the head, what happens through the core? The core lifts you up. It stretches. Exhale, compress the hands down and feel the movement of the center of gravity move down through the core into the sit bones. So feel this communication, upper body, lower body, through the core. Inhale, lift up. Spread the hands. Exhale, close the fists. Bring the elbows down. Feel the lowering of the weight, pushing into the vertebra, pushing down through the core into the sit bones. And continue moving with the breath here. Inhaling, lifting up, opening the hands. Exhale, pulling down. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This is a slow variation of the bellows breath. So the breath is deep. Now bring your attention to this communication. As you inhale, push through the sit bones and reach up with the arms. Two different directions, lengthening through the core. Exhale, pull down, and as you pull down, lift the crown of the head up. Three more breaths. Exhale, release. Find your posture. Bring the awareness to the core of the body, the band around the middle of the body that connects upper and lower. Come back to the breath, moving the sit bones down on the inhale. Exhale, lifting up the heart. So bringing this awareness of your attention between upper body and lower body through the core, through the girdle, is going to help unify and bring the body together consciously. Exhale, release, come forward, stretching out onto the belly, stretching the legs, releasing the legs into Charlie Chaplin feet. Stack the hands on the forehead. Toes point out, Charlie Chaplin feet. Curl the toes back towards the shin and feel the stretch through the legs. And then bring your attention to the feet and ankles. Point the toes. Curl the toes. So you're moving the feet, pointing, flexing through the ankle joint. Bring your attention into the musculature of the legs as you do that. Feel the calf muscle and the shin muscle pointing and flexing the feet. And notice if you can feel any sensations in the knee joints. Keep your attention traveling up the legs into the thighs. Can you feel any sensations, subtle or gross, subtle or obvious, in the upper thighs as you point and flex the feet? Do the sensations continue up into the hip flexors and the girdle of the body? Can you feel the low back absorbing some of the shock of that pointing and flexing? So once again, feeling the core of the body, communicating the lower body up into the core. Pause, lift the gaze, lift the elbows under the shoulders close enough so that the upper arms can be reached by the hands. Drop the hands and drop the chin towards the chest. Now lift the chin up. Exhale, drop the chin down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. As you lift and lower the head, can you feel the sensations move through the neck? Can you feel any sensations in the shoulders and upper back? Can you feel, as you lift the head, a stretch sensation running down through the chest, down into the abdominals, down into the core of the body? As you drop the chin, can you feel the stretch sensation move through the shoulder blades down towards the low back? Once again, feel this domino effect simply by nodding the head, how it echoes down through the body into the core. So the core of the body is like this catching place, whether you're moving the feet, moving up into the core, or moving the head down through the torso into the core. Inhale the head to neutral, and then exhale, turn the head to the left and feel everything that happens down through the core of the body as you turn the head to look back towards your left foot. You feel the muscles on that left side contracting from the shoulders all the way down through the core. And the more you turn the head, the more you might feel that travel down into the leg. Once again, feeling this subtle, sometimes very subtle, communion of connection between the upper and lower body through the core. Notice what it's like to breathe in twisted sphinx. As you breathe, feel where all the sensations of the expanding chest and lungs push into the glutes, the abdominals, the hips. Exhale, gently release, come back to neutral. Drop the chin. Inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, find neutral. This time, start to turn the head to the right, looking over the right shoulder, back towards the right foot. Close your eyes to feel the sensations in the lower body when the upper body turns. So as you turn to the right, you might feel the left hip flexor, the left leg, the left low back. You turn a little more, you might start to feel the right side of the body, the right hip, the right rib cage. And then you feel your breath. Your breath never stops. The breath is also echoing down through the core, affecting the low back, the hips, the abdominals. Gently return to neutral. If this is enough back bending for you, bring the head back down to crocodile. If you'd like a little more intensity, bring the elbows out to the side, hands to the edges of the mat. And carefully straighten the arms. And as you straighten the arms, feel the area from the knees to the navel, at the front of the body, at the sides of the body, and at the back of the body. Feel how alive this raising of the front body impacts down through the core, down to the knees, upper body communicating with the lower body. Whichever level you're at, except crocodile, take the tip of the nose and slowly draw the infinity sign. Let the tip of the nose draw out the infinity sign in front of the face. And then back the other way. Even Eva's cat is drawing the infinity sign. The next time you come to neutral, draw the figure 8. And bring your awareness down through the body. How far down can you feel the movement of the head? Reverse direction. Come to neutral, relax. Let the head float down onto top of the hands. Bring the knees together. Bend the knees and circle the feet slowly around the ankle joint. Let your attention travel down through the calf muscles towards the knees. Can you feel any movements around the knees as you rotate the feet? Can you feel the domino effect? The feet are connected to the ankles, connected to the shins, connected to the calves, connected to the knees. Can you feel it move into the thighs at all? Reverse the circle. How far up the chain of the body can you feel the circling action of the ankles? Exhale, release the feet. Bring the hands under the shoulders and press up onto all fours. Lift the tailbone, lift the chin. Sacred cow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, draw the navel in and drop the chin round the back. Connect these two with the breath. And one of the greatest connections you can feel between the upper body and the lower body is cat and cow. When you drop the chin, the pelvis tilts backwards. You tuck the tailbone. It's a natural symbiotic function at each end of the spine. As you lift the tailbone, you'll feel the head naturally want to lift. Tuck the tailbone, head naturally wants to drop. There's a big chain reaction that connects each end of the spine. Head tilt, pelvis tilt. They love to work together, upper and lower body. Exhale, come all the way back to child pose. Resting the head. And then come on up, grab a block or something to elevate the pelvis. Once again, if you'd like to have 2 blocks, you can start with 2 blocks, 1 block. And I'm going to recommend that even if you're used to sitting on the ground, you could use a blanket as an alternative, a folded blanket as an alternative to the block. We're going to prepare for shoelace pose to find the connection between the upper and lower body through twists, which is one of the greatest ways you can feel this communion. Take the right foot underneath the left leg. So I'm not going to mirror you. And then bring the left foot over that right knee. And heel toe your left foot back until, if you look to the right, you see your left foot and your right hand grabs it. And if you look to the left, you see your right foot and your left hand grabs it. So your hands are grabbing the opposite feet in shoelace pose. Now you want that bottom knee to be resting against something. If it's in the air, I'm going to recommend you take a blanket or a towel and bring it underneath it and prop that bottom knee up if it's not on the ground. That looks good. Yep, that looks great. Come back to your posture. So face the hands forward, shoulder blades gently squeeze together, elbows towards the ribs. So come back and feel posture. And then as you inhale, push down through the sit bones. Exhale, lift up through the crown of the head. So we see this verticality once again, even though the legs are crossed. And now finding that central girdle from the hip flexors up to the ribs, front, sides, and back. There's your girdle. If you have a strap, I'm going to recommend you put it over the left foot. Strap up that left foot. So, and then you bring your left hand behind the back to grab the strap. So you've started to create a twist here. The left shoulder is coming back. And when we twist the upper body, notice how the lower body responds. So we're twisting to the left. And if you walk your hand a little closer to that left foot, pulling on the strap, you bring the left shoulder back a little more. Cross the right hand over the left knee. So you've got this anchored twist. Your hands are anchoring you. One hand's holding a strap. The other hand is holding the left knee. So the upper body is twisting through the thoracic spine. Now notice how that transfers down through the body into the abdominals, into that band around the waist. Notice how the obliques feel on the left side. They feel stretched out. The obliques on the right are contracting. A sensation in the low left back. And then notice how that transfers into your left thigh. So immediately the upper body twisting transfers its load down through the core of the body, the girdle, straight into that left leg. So the lower body is in instant feedback with the upper body's twist. Slowly turn the head to the right. And as you turn the head to the right, keep turning it to the right until you start to feel sensations in the right shoulder. Then relax the right shoulder, keep the right hand anchored. Keep turning the head and start to feel a new communication channel move down through the right shoulder, down into the right side of the girdle and into the right thigh, the right hip flexor. So once again, just turning the head, shoots down a connection to the right thigh, to the lower body. One of the most profound poses in yoga is the double twist. The turning of the torso in one direction. The turning of the head in the opposite direction. Now very carefully open the eyes and turn the eyes, just the eyes, to the left. My computer just muted me automatically. There's ghosts in the room. Ghosts in the room. So now we have a triple twist happening. Your left shoulder's back, your head's turned to the right, and your eyes are turned to the left. And notice as you turn the musculature of the eyes to the left, how far down the body can you feel the echo of that twist through the eyes? Exhale, gently release the twist. Keep the knees crossed, relax, close the eyes, and notice how your posture feels right now. So through this connection, through the twisting of the body, sometimes the posture can start to feel effortless. No longer feeling this lifting up through the girdle. The girdle is opened up and strong and stable, holding you up beautifully. Let's change the cross of the legs. Start with the left leg coming underneath first, and then that right knee comes on top. Try to ground down through the left knee into the mat or a blanket. Sit bones, hopefully the sit bones feel evened out. As you elevate the hips, the sit bones tend to sit more naturally. Whereas if I didn't have the block or the blanket underneath my sit bones would be very tilted. Begin the twist, take the right hand behind and find the strap so you're creating the thoracic twist. Let's do that again consciously. So come back to neutral and pay attention to your low body, your legs, as you begin the twist. So you bring the right hand down and notice when the legs first grab, when they first start to respond to the twist. So you feel the low body connect to the twist. Keep coming around. Find the strap and hold. So immediately through the core of the body, the twist has connected the low body to the upper body. Now let's consciously take the left hand across the body and notice what happens as you bring that left hand across and anchor it against the right knee and deepen the twist. So lots of sensation shooting through the right thigh right now. Keep the posture, chin over chest, which you're doing very nicely, good. And with a slow, gentle, conscious movement, turn the head slowly to the left and notice where it appears through the core of the body down into the legs. Keep moving it slowly, 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 And feel how it translates into the low body. There comes a point where the twist of the neck is felt strongly in the thighs, right and left. Once you find your maximum twist to the left with the head, and the posture remains upright, let your breathing, let the expansion of the lungs expand the upper body and the lower body. So you feel it in the thighs, right up into the neck. That whole thoracic region, knees to neck, impacted by the breath. And the most subtle part of this triple twist is the eyes. So open the eyes and let the eyes gradually turn to the right without losing the neck twist. And notice how far down the body you can feel the turning of the eyes. How far down does it go? And breathe. Exhale, gently release. Let the release in the upper body be very gentle, and notice how the lower body eases off as the upper body relaxes. So then we notice when the upper body is tense, that tension doesn't stop in the upper body. It translates all the way down through the body. So tension and relaxation are also communicated from upper to lower, usually at an unconscious level. Exhale, release the thighs. Release the thighs. And we're going to transfer from a block to the burrito folded blanket. And for those who are new to my class, the burrito folded blanket is just a blanket that's triple folded, edge to center, center to edge, and there's your burrito. And shifting the sit bones from the block onto the blanket. And then from the middle of the blanket, come to the edge of the blanket so that as you open up the thighs, you have a forward tilt in the pelvis. So we come into a relaxed dragonfly pose. So you're not really coming forward too much, you're just feeling and getting the posture right in the legs. And then I'm going to recommend you either grab a bolster or 2 blocks. I'm going to grab 2 blocks. Bolster works. So a bolster kind of works like this. You bring your head down onto the bolster, or you can stack a couple of blocks and bring your head down towards the blocks. Yeah, anything that works, that's it. Good. So have your props handy, bring your head up perpendicular, so your head's up high. And let's feel the communication in a forward bend. So bring the hands to the thighs. Slide the hands forward so you start to feel the torso lean forward, and feel how that translates into the legs and hips. So upper body moves, translates, radiates out through the thighs, down through the legs. Have your prop handy. And with slow intention, start to drop the head down towards your prop. Come very slowly so you can feel each movement, each small millimeter of movement translates down through the core and radiates out through the legs. Curl the toes back to maintain the radiant energy of the forward fold. If we relax the toes too much, we lose some of that connection to the lower body as we come forward. If you keep the toes curled back, each tiny movement forward radiates out through the lower body. And you play a little game of patience here. As the weight of your head increases into the prop, into the block or the bolster, that's a signal to move the base of the block or the base of the support further away so you come a little lower, and you'll feel an instant feedback through the lower body, instant feedback through the legs. Now paradoxically, the more you relax the upper body, the more radiance will be transmitted through the legs, and the deeper the forward fold might become. So the upper body's relaxation lights up the lower body in this shape. If you're conscious of that relationship, the lighting up in the low body need not tense up the upper body. So the core of the body, the girdle, can absorb the tension, transform the tension into relaxation, and protect the upper body from that tightening. Gently start to release and come out of the shape, taking the prop away, walking the hands up the leg. And again, we've lost some connection here. Not enjoying that. Losing my peeps. There we are, we're back. Hi folks, I'm back. Sorry for the interruption. Slowly come out if you're still in Dragonfly. Hello.
So far, so good.
All right. All right. Sorry about that little.
Oh no, speed is great.
We good?
Our internet is good, Laurie. We have lots of power,
Good.
but I'm not sure what's happening on your end.
Yeah, me either. It's a phenomenon. It's the ghosts are around today. All right, I'll mute you all again, and we are going to come onto the back. Onto the back. And on the back, start with the knees bent and the feet flat on the floor, knees together. Feet slightly pigeon-toed so the bottoms of the feet are in contact with the ground in TP pose. Bring your attention to the central girdle of the body again, the abdominals, the side body, and the low back. Notice the sensations you're feeling after that deep forward bend. The girdle has absorbed everything, whether the low body has been working or the upper body. The girdle has absorbed and connected and transmitted upper and lower body. Feel how alive the girdle is right now. There might be lots of sensation in the low back, the hip flexors. Feel the alignment of your spine, palms gently facing upwards towards the ceiling. With all the awareness you can muster, start to relax the low back, relax the belly, relax the upper legs, the thighs, and feel the radiance of energy, the continuance of echoing in the girdle, in the hips. And appreciating when we use the lower body, the girdle is absorbing, supporting the upper body. When the upper body is working, moving, lifting, painting, reading, driving, the girdle is holding all that action, absorbing it, transmitting it to the low body. from the bottoms of the feet to the hair. Everything passes through the girdle. And as you lay here with good posture, visualize, as best as you can, visualize yourself in good posture, standing. Visualize head over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles. And in that alignment, having the optimal, the perfect weight displacement down through the upper body to the feet. If the head comes forward 1 inch, the whole displacement of weight changes. The whole body is impacted, all the way down to the feet. If the head comes forward 2 inches, it's even a greater displacement, a greater unnecessary demand on the body. In yoga, these 3 words will help you hold that posture throughout the day. Remember and do. Remember your alignment and do it. Remember and do. And at this stage, you can let your legs go into full Shavasana if you'd like. Or if you're transitioning from practice, you can pick the knees up and gently roll from side to side.